Where can you live comfortably and effortlessly, and integrate into the culture without needing to learn the local language? I've been asked by one of my subscribers, why aren't you shooting more videos on the best countries for English speakers? You want to move overseas, but you're unwilling to learn the local language, or maybe it's impossible for you to learn the local language because it is just difficult. The letters are different. They're not using the alphabet. It's not going to be very easy for you to learn the local language. So a lot of people want to know, where can I go? Where can I live without, putting up with all this hassle that you have in, unfortunately, a lot of Latin countries and also a lot of Asian countries. I wanted to give you a handful of countries today, and I've actually lived in some of these countries, so I'm giving you first-hand experience in this video. The Philippines has been discussed a lot on this channel, and I think the Philippines is a great country for English speakers. You can live in the Philippines and probably be fine without knowing a single word of Filipino, of Tagalog, or whatever the language is. Now, the thing in the Philippines is that there's a lot of languages, but since the Philippines has been colonized by America in the past, English has been ingrained in the culture. It's been ingrained in the school system. Anywhere you go, most people speak English. I would say 80 to 90% of people speak English, unless you may, end up in a very rural area. I've lived on Mactan Island in Cebu. I've lived in Makati, Manila. I haven't really had problems there. Anybody I talked to spoke a decent amount of English, and a lot of people actually spoke pretty fluently. It was very easy for me to live everyday life without needing to learn the local language, which would have been a pain in the butt. The Philippines is also a great country because it's a very welcoming country, and it also offers cheap cost of living, low cost of living. So if you want to live in the Philippines, you can do so on as little as $1,000 a month. You're not going to get the fanciest condo and the most luxurious lifestyle in Makati, or if you want more of a relaxed lifestyle, if you want more nature, then you may want to consider Bohol or Cebu. Next up, we have Portugal, the country located on the Iberian Peninsula. So it is shared with Spain and Portugal. That's the Iberian Peninsula. If you want to live in Portugal, then I want to say you can get by with just English, especially if you live in Lisbon, Porto, Braga, Algarve region, where there's a lot of migrants. You have a lot of people from England, from the UK that live in the Algarve region. Lisbon is very international, Porto also. And the good thing about Portugal is that a lot of people, or most people in the cities, speak English. And I can't really say that about Spain. Spain is kind of difficult because Spain, for European standards, Spain is a big country, and Spanish people, they don't like to speak foreign languages as much, and they don't really need to speak foreign languages as much because most of them work in Spain. And a lot of people coming to Spain, they speak Spanish because it's a very international language. Now, Portuguese is very different because Portuguese is only spoken in Brazil and Portugal. And people from Portugal, that graduate in Portugal or that graduate in other countries, they typically work overseas, or they work, somewhere in Europe, because the salaries in Portugal are very low. So the skilled Portuguese, they don't live in Portugal, they live overseas, and they speak English, right? And it's kind of ingrained in the culture that if you want to be successful, you pretty much need to speak English. So because of Portugal being a small country, and because of Portugal, having a very low income, or I wouldn't say very low income, but a lower income when compared to other European countries, people are more forced, they're more inclined to learn English, which is good. If you want to live in Portugal, great country. If you want to visit, you get 90 days within a 180-day period. If you're an American, Canadian, Australian, if you're from New Zealand, doesn't matter what country you're from, you can visit Portugal and stay for 90 days at a time, which is pretty good. Then you would need to leave. But if you want to live in Portugal permanently, then you can do that by obtaining the golden visa program. Now the requirements have changed. The deal is not as good as it used to be. All right, let's talk about the Dominica. Okay, the country located in the Caribbean, a very different place than any other country we have discussed so far. It's a tiny island, but if you want the tropical lifestyle, the Caribbean lifestyle, and if that's all you want, because that's all you're gonna get there, then the Dominica is probably where you want to be. It's one of the places you want to consider. Now, with the Dominica being such a small place and relying on tourism for its main source of income, and a lot of people from all over the world live in the Dominica that have picked up citizenship by investment. So you have a lot of people that speak English in the Dominica. A 100K donation to the government gets you citizenship by investment in the Dominica, and you could pretty much live on the island permanently. Singapore, the country located in Southeast Asia, has long been really a place where lions settle. When I say lions, I mean high net worth individuals. In order for you to obtain citizenship or residency in Singapore, it's pretty much going to take an investment of 2.5 million Singapore dollars in a new company. So that would be one way for you to get in, live in Singapore permanently. There's also the employment pass, which requires you to have an income of at least 4,500 Singapore dollars a month. Due to Singapore being such a small country, and due to Singapore being reliant on business as much as the country relies on it, people that live in Singapore, work in Singapore, they speak English. And the same could really be said about, places like Hong Kong. And I also want to say Malaysia. Those are the places, where you find a lot of English speakers. Belize, another country located in Latin America, is a place for English speakers because it's been known to be an offshore haven. If you want to set up an offshore company in Belize, then you can do so. You can get a bank account, or you could just live in Belize permanently. So the country has a very friendly immigration process. If you want to migrate to the country, you could do so if you just have an income of, I think, $2,000 a month. And there's also another secret option that some people may know about. What you could do is, visit Belize for 30 days and extend your visa until, you have reached a total of 50 weeks in the country, and then you'd be eligible to apply for residency as well. It is indeed a loophole. It's not really talked about a lot. Would be one of the easier ways to get residency in Belize. The country located in Central America is, again, ideal for somebody looking for a more tropical lifestyle, looking for constant weather. There are no seasons in Belize, so this is something that really applies to a specific group of people. The country in general, English is widely spoken. It's a great country if you're looking for tax benefits, if you're looking for residency, citizenship. Belize checks these boxes. Malta, the island located in the Mediterranean Sea, is another place that a lot of high net worth individuals are considering these days. Because of its location, because of its history, because of its population, its demographics, English is spoken by most people in Malta. To get citizenship in Malta, it's going to require an investment of 750,000 euros into the National Development Fund. So that's pretty much a donation to the Maltese government. An investment of 600,000 euros would get you citizenship in 3 years. So if you do the 750,000 euro option, you would get citizenship in just 1 year. If you invest 600,000 euros, you would get citizenship in just 3 years. The last country is Gibraltar. The country located on the edge of Europe is a place for high net worth individuals. Gibraltar uses the British pound as its main currency, and it has been a child of the UK for a long time. The good thing about its location is that it's just about a 2-hour, 30-minute drive from Malaga, a city located in southern Spain. It's just a short ferry ride to Morocco. And if you want to go to anywhere else in like southern Spain, you have a lot of places within a 2 to 3 hour drive. Gibraltar is not the cheapest of places to live. It doesn't have a lot of real estate. It's very isolated, but a lot of people like it because of its mild climate throughout the year and because of its huge tax advantages. It's only going to require a £2 million investment to get residency in Gibraltar. Are there any other countries for English speakers that you would like us to discuss in an upcoming video? Leave a comment below and let us know. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm uploading new videos on digital nomad locations, travel updates, and visas several times a week right now. I highly recommend that you grab a free copy of my ebook, Nomad Elite, the Insider's Guide to Retaining a Life of Freedom. All you need to do is click on the link below the video. And if you got some more time left, check out these videos. Thank you for watching.